Hi everyone, Kris from Stone Age Gamer here, and welcome back to the Gratuitous Rainbow Spectrum. I love Mega Man games, particularly original recipe Mega Man. I love Mega Man X and Mega Man Battle Network and Mega Man Legends, but the original series is really where it's always been at for me. And there are so many games that still are relatively unplayable on modern hardware. The basic numbered games, sure, they're all out there, but with all this other stuff, it kind of makes you wonder, where the heck are Mega Man Legacy Collections 3 and 4? Let's take a look. Mega Man collections are nothing new, but every time they've been created, they've managed to be something special. The first time was on the Mega Drive with Mega Man the Wily Wars, where the first 3 Mega Man games were completely remade 16-bit style, with new levels and Robot Masters to boot. The second time came on PlayStation, GameCube, and Xbox with the Mega Man Anniversary Collection, which gave most US gamers their first real chance to play Mega Man the Power Battle and Mega Man 2 the Power Fighters. Finally, we got the most recent Mega Man Legacy Collections, which gave us some great deep dive history stuff, as well as the first chance to physically own Mega Man 9 and 10. There's still so very much left in the wind though in terms of original series Mega Man games, not to mention all the various spin-off series currently waiting in the wind for some sort of collections, but sticking with the original series, there's enough uncollected content to span at least one more Legacy collection, and given the success of the existing 2, it's kind of baffling that it hasn't happened yet. The biggest, most glaring omission from the pantheon of re-released Mega Man games has to be the Game Boy series. There were 5 Mega Man games released for the Game Boy, and they're very interesting titles indeed. Unlike some other NES titles that were shrunk down to the Game Boy's size, the Mega Man series is surprisingly playable on the Game Boy, and is made even better when played on a TV screen, as seen with the Super Game Boy support in Mega Man 5. The first 4 games in the Game Boy series were actually mashups of 2 different NES games per title. Mega Man and Dr. Wily's Revenge pitted you against 4 Robot Masters from Mega Man and 4 from Mega Man 2. Mega Man 2 for Game Boy pits you against the remaining 4 from Mega Man 2 on NES and 4 from Mega Man 3. Mega Man 3 pits you against the remaining 4 Masters from 3 and 4 from 4. Mega Man 4 sets you against the remaining Masters from 4 and 4 from 5, but this tradition stopped when it came to Mega Man 5. Instead, 5 features a completely original set of Robot Masters based on the planets in our solar system. These games were also where the Mega Man killers come from, which were reprised in Mega Man 10. As of this recording, these games are currently available in the Nintendo 3DS eShop, but as we all know, that is coming to a close relatively soon. These games were actually almost re-released as part of their own compilation called Mega Man Mania for Game Boy Advance. This had colorized graphics for crying out loud. Unfortunately, the game never materialized, and now would be a great time to make that particular dream a reality, Capcom. In a similar style to the first 4 Game Boy games was a single Mega Man release for the Game Gear. This game, which was developed by Freestyle and published by US Gold, was a weirder than usual mashup, featuring 2 Robot Masters from Mega Man 4 and 2 from 5, then another Robot Master from each game as follow-up bosses in the Dr. Cossack stages, and then Quickman stage for Mega Man 2 as the Wily Fortress stage for some reason. Unlike the Mega Man Game Boy games, this Game Gear release has never been reproduced in any capacity as far as I know, and stands as one of the most rare Game Gear releases in the US. Speaking of Sega and Mega Man, the aforementioned Mega Man the Wily Wars has had a bizarre release situation in the US. While a standard release existed on the Mega Drive overseas, the Genesis only got the game as part of the Sega Channel service. It was then put in some sort of plug-and-play system at some point, and finally it was included as part of the Sega Genesis Mini console a few years ago. It actually did finally get an official Genesis US release on cartridge recently as well, but as far as being widely available by Capcom in a way that most players can get their hands on, it's never really happened. Which is a shame, because the Wily Wars is a remarkably bizarre game. It's got a set of stages called Wily Tower that allow players to choose weapons from Mega Man 1 through 3 in their loadout in whatever order they want, and then they can face off against 3 unique Robot Masters. On the topic of unique Robot Masters, we have the side story game Mega Man and Bass, or Rockman and Forte. This game also has a somewhat unique release situation in the US. It originally saw release in Japan on the Super Famicom, but it never made its way to the Super NES. It did, however, get ported to the Game Boy Advance, but like many Super NES games in that similar situation, that version is okay at best. Not that the Super Famicom version is some sort of lost masterpiece either, but I digress. It does bear the strange distinction of having only 2 recycled Robot Masters. Mega Man 8's Astro Man and Tengu Man team up with 6 completely original Robot Masters. This game in its original form has still never been re-released in the US, which, considering its ending is directly referenced in Mega Man 9, is a real shame. This game also had a completely original Japan-only sequel on the WonderSwan called, and forgive my pronunciation, Rockman and Forte Mirai Kara no Chosensha. This time around, the game featured its own completely original Robot Masters with no retreads, though there were only 6 of them instead of 8. Putting this game on a collection would be especially cool in the US, considering how few people have actually played it. Heck, it would work anywhere in the world, considering how few people owned WonderSwans. Of course, before diving that deep into Mega Man games with unique Robot Masters, there is something to be said for the Mega Man MS-DOS games. They were in fact wholly unique games, but oh boy are they a pair of stinkers. If they weren't included, I don't think they'd be missed. And then of course we have the oddity that is Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, which is a fan game that was actually promoted officially by Capcom. It's a great Mega Man game, and it's only ever been released on PC. I would imagine it's because the rights on this might be a little weird, but giving longtime Mega Man players a chance to play this one on their consoles at home would be pretty swell. And that just leaves spin-offs, of which there are many. Both of the arcade fighting games were on, like I said, the previous anniversary collections, so it really strikes me as odd that there is no official way to play them now. But others like the kart racing game Mega Man Battle and Chase and Mega Man Soccer for Super Nintendo have never been re-released in any form up to this point. Are they masterpieces? No. Are they fun curiosities? Absolutely. Other spin-offs like Wily and Right No Rockboard, That's Paradise, and Super Adventure Rockman would be fun additions as well, but they rely heavily on a lot of Japanese text, and as they've never been translated before, they would present a considerable undertaking on Capcom's part, which I doubt they're willing to do for a pair of super obscure Mega Man games folks in the US probably have very little interest in actually playing. Last, but certainly not least, let's talk about Mega Man Powered Up. This game is easily, in my opinion, one of the very best Mega Man games ever made, and it's only ever been released on PSP. Rumor has it the game is notoriously difficult to port, but whatever the case is, this one should absolutely be played by more people. This one had a bunch of stuff going against it the moment it released. First off, it was on the PSP, which while popular, wasn't quite as big as the 3DS here in the US. And it was super bright and colorful and chock full of chibi graphics. Now that was absolutely not what the PSP audience wanted at that time, and as a result, the game flopped hard at retail. However, those who did play it found a fantastic remake of the original Mega Man that allowed players to do crazy things like make their own stages and even play as the Robot Masters themselves. It is a tragedy that this game isn't more readily available, and it would make one heck of a headliner for a future Mega Man Legacy collection. Now I know that, like I said in the video, Capcom didn't really make a lot of these Mega Man games that are missing on modern collections, but they were obviously to a certain degree directly involved, and they've been pretty good about getting their old stuff put on compilations. I mean, they just added their version of the Super Nintendo game Aladdin onto that Disney Classics collection, or they had the Disney Afternoon collection, which is weirdly still not on Switch, but that's neither here nor there. I would buy these collections. Games filled with Mega Man oddities, absolutely. I would love to have those playable on my TV for a change. I mean, Mega Man Powered Up is only on the PSP, and it's one of the best Mega Man games ever made as far as I'm concerned. So, regardless, thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked what you saw here today, please follow, comment, like, and subscribe to all those wonderful things that we love, and let us know in the comments, would you buy a reissue with all the weirdest original series Mega Man games? Would you want them to include those awful PC games just for the sake of having them regularly playable in some way, shape, or form? I know I would. Thanks again for watching, everybody. On behalf of all of us here at Stone Age Gamer, keep playing games. Go get him, Flash Man.